Yo, what's good? Top of the top, episode 220, Stash House Podcast. Your boy Tyler checking in. First time listeners, thank y'all for tuning in. If you tune in weekly, salute. And it's just an episode, saw some topics you may want to hear about. Salute to you as well. Like, share, subscribe, retweet, whatever you do to help support the podcast. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Podcast available on all podcast streaming platforms. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Subscribe, leave comments, feedback, put your people on. Make sure you like this video. Everything you do to help support this podcast, I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Hope everyone had a great week, a great weekend, a lot to get to this week in music. And, of course, we got the mega fight this weekend as well. So let's get right on into it. First with new music. Let's start with the projects. I checked out over the weekend. First, Nas Hit-Boy Magic 2, 11 tracks. Features, we got 50 Cent and 21 Savage. This is the 5th project in 3 years for Nas and Hit-Boy. Of course, throughout that time, they had the 3 King Disease and the first Magic. Now we got Magic 2. Consistency at its finest. I said it before about Nas and Hit-Boy. I'm here to say it again. It has not changed. Consistency at its finest. I didn't expect this project, though. I didn't expect it because, one, Nas, he teased it that Wednesday, and they dropped it that Friday. And Hit-Boy got so much going on. He's producing and making music with his pops. Big hit. They've been doing numerous interviews. I think him and Dom Kennedy is working on something, if I'm not mistaken. And, of course, August, Hit-Boy, Benny the Butcher, Everybody Can't Go project is supposed to drop. So I figured Hit-Boy had his hands in a lot of stuff that, okay, when we do get him and Nas, we're going to know we may get a picture or a video or something like that, teasing it. But it kind of came out of nowhere. But I'm not mad about it. Nas said it numerous times in interview, yo, when me and Hit-Boy in the studio, it's not like I walk in and he got beats already ready for me. It's like he start from scratch. We'll just sit in the studio for hours, have conversations about numerous things. And when we having those conversations, he's cooking up beats. And when I hear something I like, I be like, yo, let me, pull that one up. I do what I do. And it's just all natural, organic, and they just make magic, no pun intended. They make magic together. Nothing much you can say about it. My favorite records on this project, Office Hours with 50 Cent. I feel like we haven't heard, if any, me personally, a lot of Nas and 50 Cent records together. And I wouldn't be surprised because y'all know when 50 Cent was coming up, he was beefing with everybody from New York, so I wouldn't be surprised. But it was great to hear a Nas and 50 Cent record, even though 50 Cent kind of came in quick and dipped out. But I love 50 Cent. He was talking on the record after he spit what he had to spit. He started talking, and it made me think. I was like, maybe 50 Cent would be a great person to do interludes on albums. Of course, on the show Raising Kanan, he kind of narrates it, but he has that voice that would be good to narrate somebody's album, do different interludes. It made me think of that. 50 does have that voice to where if you got a great produced project, just having the voice of 50 Cent, talking some Cash Money shit or something like that, I would love to see somebody try to experiment with it at least. But Nas, 50 Cent, Office Hours, I enjoyed that record. The song Irvin Magic Johnson, Slow It Down. And this record probably has one of my favorite names I ever heard for a song, Pistols on Your Album Cover. I enjoy that song as well. So Nas, Hit-Boy, 5th project, 3 years. If you haven't, check out the first 3 King Disease. Check out the 2 Magic projects. If you ask anybody how would they rank the projects, I'm sure you're going to get different sequences. Hit-Boy, the way he could just not make the project sound the same as well. It's all in the same realm, but you could tell, okay, bruh is really cooking up these beats for real. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Hit-Boy, shout out to Nas. They've been in their bag together. They've been in their bag, one of my favorite artist, producer collabos in the past few years, without question. Also, new projects, Babyface Ray. Babyface Ray, Summer's Mine, 16 tracks. Features, we got the boy V's, Los, Nutty, Vory, King Hendrix, and my guy Westside Gun. Babyface Ray also another artist staying consistent, not letting up. I came on here a couple weeks ago and talked about his record, All-Star Team. I said, yo, this sounds like a great summertime record. I'm sure it's going to be in rotation for me. It has been in rotation for me. And to see him capitalize off that to drop this Summer's Mind project the same weekend as Rolling Loud Miami, which he performed at as well. And I saw on Instagram his team had set up like a pop-up shop for Summer's Mind with, I want to say, like snow cones, ice cream, merchandise, I believe. So to see his team know what to do with him and know how to promote and network and market his projects, that goes without question. It goes without question. It's very important to have a team around you. I'm going to talk about that later with Lil Baby. It's important to have a team around you that knows how to market to your fan base and knows how to market for people to check out your music as well. I think that's more important. Yes, it's important to market to your fan base, but it's more important to market to where somebody who's not familiar with your music be like, I like the way they're going about that. Maybe let me check out his music. You know what I'm saying? The Babyface Ray, him and his team got that on lockdown. My favorite records off this project, of course, All-Star Team, Don the Bag, I enjoy. Love Tyler Flow, I like. I-75, I Can't Rap Forever, Big Meech Holiday, the record Fly Guys with Westside Gun. Babyface Ray got some records. And, of course, another thing I noticed with this project, his ear for production. Like I always noticed with the Face Project, with the Mob Project, what's the one he had with Daisyland and Gallery Department, that project as well, his ear for production. Y'all know that's one thing I always notice with newer artists or artists who I'll say kind of new into the game, even though Babyface Ray ain't really new, but same thing I always say about Nudie. Like every project is consistent, but the ear for production is what make it go to that next level. Yeah, you can still have the same type of content, but when that production is going to the next level, that's very important for me personally. So Babyface Ray and his team, I feel like overall they're doing a great job. They're doing a great job, and they're not doing too much. But I was surprised to get this project as well because he did just come off tour. But, I mean, they capitalized off the Rolling Loud Miami, Summer's Mind pop-up in Miami, Rolling Loud weekend. I mean, you can't get no better promotion than that. You can't get no better than that. So shout out to Babyface Ray and his team as well. Also new music, Travis Scott dropped off a record called K-Pop featuring The Weeknd and Bad Bunny. I'm guessing this is the quote-unquote lead single for Utopia. So going into it, because it's fresh off last week's conversation about Travis Scott. So I saw them promoting. There was like Travis Scott, The Weeknd, Bad Bunny. I was like, okay, we heard Travis Scott and The Weeknd before, so that's not nothing new. I don't think I've heard Bad Bunny and The Weeknd on the song, and I know I haven't heard Bad Bunny and Travis Scott on the song. So obviously going into it, I would say, okay, I like Bad Bunny, but he's the X factor in this song. So we got the record. We got the record called K-Pop. It sounds like a Bad Bunny song. If anything, he sounds the most normal on this type of production, in my opinion. The Weeknd, I'm not mad at what he did, but Travis Scott is obviously, in my opinion, the +1 on this song. And it's presented as a Travis Scott song because when I saw it, I put in the group chat, I said, I wonder this for like a movie or what? Because I wasn't surprised they're going to lead into Utopia with this because what safer route is it to go than get two of the biggest artists in the world? You got The Weeknd, who just did what he did in London, I believe, 80,000 at a stadium or something like that. And we know what Bad Bunny is doing culturally, nationwide, worldwide. We know what Bad Bunny is doing. So you're taking two of the biggest artists. You're going to put them with Travis Scott. The song is called K-Pop, a popular genre of music, which I find weird as well. You got a song called K-Pop, but you're not going to feature no K-Pop artists. You got one of the Canadian gods in The Weeknd, and you got another reggaeton god in Bad Bunny. It's like if Summer Walker and Ari Lennox come out with a song called Trap Music. It's like okay, I see what he doing. It goes back to what I was saying last week about the marketing and everything going to Utopia. I see what he doing. Me personally, I would have loved to hear more of just a Travis Scott sounding song, but it sounds like a Bad Bunny song. It sounds like something you're going to hear at a Las Vegas pool party or something. It sounds like a Bad Bunny song. If anything, like if I could edit it, I would just keep Bad Bunny verse. and maybe The Weeknd a little bit. The Weeknd, I'm not mad at what he did on it, but everything about this record sounds perfect for Bad Bunny. Even the way Bad Bunny was sounding, I don't know what he was saying, but it sounds like a Bad Bunny song. So Trav, I'm still excited for Utopia, but I see what you're doing. I'm not mad at it, but it is what it is. It's a Bad Bunny song, man. It's a Bad Bunny song. It was rumors of the Egypt show being canceled. It's coming up July 28th. I heard it was canceled. I heard it was back on. I'm sure we'll get more information throughout the week because it is on July 28th. So we'll see how it goes, but this song, K-Pop, Trav and his team are definitely taking a safer route. I mean, you got The Weeknd and Bad Bunny, two artists who fan bases don't see no wrong in their music. I mean, I'm sure it's going to be #1 streaming, probably the top 3 videos on YouTube. We know what it is, man. So, Trav, I'm not mad at what you're doing, but Utopia, I need more of you on it. I don't want your songs to sound like somebody else's song. I need more of Travis Scott on Utopia, but we'll see how that goes. So that's Travis Scott featuring The Weeknd and Bad Bunny, K-Pop. Also, Gucci Mane dropped off a record called Married with Millions. I love the content of this song. He's talking about the past events. If you was on Twitter early 2010, the incident, him fighting at the mall, him throwing the girl out the car and everything. We remember seeing this on the timeline and him talking about it. Of course, he changed his life around. After he got out, he was healthy. People thought he was a totally different person. He looks like a totally different person, but that's still Gucci. He done interviews within the time span. You realize, no, that's still Roderick. That's still Goo-Wop in there. But, of course, he's married, got kids and everything now. He's staying out the way. So it's great to hear him talk about these incidents in his past life. I would love to do a Gucci interview, like a real deal sit-down Gucci interview. Me personally, I can't think of nobody else more perfect to do a Gucci Mane interview than me. So, Goo-Wop, if you're listening, please holler at me, man. I'll be in your comments and your messages. Holler at me. I would love to do a Gucci interview. But another thing with this song, I was listening to and I realized, I was like, I wonder if Gucci, of course, he done songs about Dolph and Takeoff, I believe, but a lot of things with his record label throughout the years. You know what I'm saying? From Scar passing away, Fujiano and Pooh Shiesty being locked up, his old label when he had Pablo One and everything. That's the one thing, like him being such a great A&R for other artists, but with his record label, it's just like, when you sign these young guys and they making this money, they getting all this jury and getting all the women and all the views and stuff. I wonder, his psyche, his mindset on that right now. I believe he's still signing artists to his label, but, if you know type of thing. But I would love to do a Gucci Mane interview. Like, y'all know I'm a Gucci stan since, like, Chicken Talk days, so I would love to do a Goo-Wop interview. But overall, the Married with Millions record, I love the content. So if you haven't checked that out as well. Snoh Aalegra dropped off a new record, Be My Summer. I was excited to hear this record because it's making me feel like we're going to get a Snoh Aalegra album very, very soon. Her last project came out 2021. And if she does decide to drop, I would love for her to drop at the start, midway towards the end of September. You know what I'm saying? When college football has started, NFL season has started, going into the fall, Snoh Aalegra going to give you music for the fall and the winter, but she needs to wait till football season starts. I think that's a great time for me personally for Snoh Aalegra to drop a project. But all in all, this record, it gives you that, it called Be My Summer, but it gives you that summer's over type of feel, in my opinion. That's what I'm saying. Wait till mid to the end of September to drop. She's going to make music to last through the fall and winter, maybe even the spring. So, Snoh Aalegra, we due up for a new album, and I feel like this record, we may start leading into a Snoh Aalegra album. So, we'll see how that goes. So, in terms of new music, what I was up on, Nas, Hit-Boy, Magic 2, 5th project in 3 years, consistency at its finest. Babyface Ray, another one consistent, Summer's Mine, 16 tracks. Him and his team, marketing, everything they got going on down in Miami for Rolling Loud weekend. Got to salute that. Travis Scott, K-pop featuring The Weeknd, Bad Bunny. He's taking the safe route. I'm not mad at it, but it's a Bad Bunny song in my opinion. If I had to put it any other way, it's a Bad Bunny song, but check that out. Gucci Mane, Married with Millions, grown Gucci rap. Can't be mad at it. Love to see his growth. Guwop, holla at me for the interview, definitely. And Snoh Aalegra, Be My Summer. We could get a Snoh Aalegra project, I feel like, September, maybe even October. Definitely fall, winter vibes. I feel like Snoh Aalegra is going to give us. So all in all, that's what I was tuned into in terms of new music. Feel like anything I need to check out, y'all let me know. Send me the link. I'll be sure to check them out. Also in music, I really couldn't wait. I'm beyond, I could not wait to talk about this. Lil Baby. Lil Baby, best way I can put it is the way of social media nowadays. 1 minute they love you, next minute they try to turn on you. So what am I talking about? So first, Lil Baby, I think it's definitely premature talk. Lil Baby, quote unquote, falling off, but I'm gonna give y'all the reasons of why people are saying this. First, his tour. He announced a tour. For one, people, at least down here where I'm at, people was upset because he didn't have an Atlanta date on there. And I did find it kind of odd because for the past 2 years, I want to say in December, he's been doing the Lil Baby and Friends concert at State Farm Arena. So I was kind of surprised that he not doing the Atlanta show on his tour, but at the same time, I was like, well, maybe he's saving up for the end of the year Lil Baby and Friends concert he's been doing for the past 2 years. So I wasn't tripping on that. But then the lineup, it was him, Rallo Rodriguez, who is an artist, Gloss Up, who I think she signed to QC, and Huncho, who I've seen on TikTok, but I'm not too familiar with his music. So the people on the lineup, I know their names and stuff, but I'm not too familiar with their music. And Lil Baby is the headliner. So then information came out that he was canceling some of the tour days because of low ticket sales. He was canceling the tour days because of low ticket sales. And I had to say with that, an arena tour is a different ball game. An arena tour is a different ball game, and the people who are doing arena tours, those are a different set of ball players. You know what I'm saying? It's one thing, last year you went on tour with Chris Brown, and even that was more amphitheaters, I heard, than it was arenas. And I found that was odd, too. I feel like Chris Brown by himself can do arenas. Let alone you add Lil Baby, who was scorching hot at the time. I figured they'll be doing arenas, but even with that concert and tour, they were doing more amphitheaters. So when you're doing an arena tour, you got to take in consideration. One, your lineup got to be solid. And I think it goes back to what I said about his last album, which I consider now a flop. You missing the energy of Young Thug. You missing the energy of Gunna. And me personally, I think he missing the energy of 4-2 Doug as well. And I feel like if he just pick up the phone, call Gunna, have a conversation. Because Gunna announced he's doing a show at Barclays in New York, and he's doing another show in L.A. And people are saying, well, if Gunna sell out Barclays by himself and Lil Baby is canceling tour dates due to low ticket sales, you know what I'm saying, how would we look at that? Me personally, I think it's more Lil Baby last album wasn't really all that. Last album was a flop. Now, if he would have did, if the world was open when My Turn came out in 2020, maybe he can do some tours. I still don't think it was enough for an arena tour. Arena tour, you got to have a solidified catalog. Now, Lil Baby, he does give me great projects, but in terms of arena tour, I can't think of too many records that will go off for an arena tour. Arena tour, you got to have everybody. When you go to an arena tour, when I went to see J. Cole, Travis Scott in the arenas, you'll see all different type of people. Black, white, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, kids, adults, grown couples, families. When you go to an arena tour, you're going to see all type of people. Now, yes, you can do that at State Farm when it's Lil Baby and Friends. You bringing out Gucci, you bringing out Meek, you bringing out Moneybagg Yo, you bringing out City Girls, you bringing out Future. You know, when you do Lil Baby and Friends, that's different. But to go to Kansas City, Missouri, Indianapolis and doing all that, you got to be solidified all the way around the board to do an arena tour. And I figure his team would know that. I always go back to, okay, you see artists coming up. That's the one thing I like about the early 2010s. We saw Wiz and Cushion OJ go to the Masquerade. Then he come back, go to the Tabernacle. Then he go back, now he in State Farm, Lakewood Amphitheater. You see the progress in terms of shows with certain artists. So Lil Baby, I think Lil Baby can comfortably go to a Tabernacle-sized venue and do great. I feel like Lil Baby can do a whole weekend at the Tabernacle in Atlanta and be perfectly fine. Obviously, he can sell out State Farm with his Lil Baby and Friends show. But when you go to these other cities, other states, you got to think a little bit smaller sometimes rather than arena, especially with this lineup. Now, if you had Lil Baby, Gunna, Young Thug, Moneybagg Yo, when you do those type of concerts, when you got 5, 6 people who are heavy hitters, it's a little bit different. But when it's just, man, the only person I really want to see is Lil Baby. I don't know the rest of these guys, so why would I spend that much money? Because you got to think about it as well. Concert tickets are different nowadays. So if I'm spending money to go see a concert and you got 5 people on stage, 4 of them I at least want to see. 4 of them I at least want to know word for word they records. So I think it was just bad planning on part of his team with this tour, because I was like, Lil Baby going to arena tour by himself? You know what I'm saying? Granted, these other artists, they got fans. I'm sure people know their music, but for an arena tour, it should be no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You got to know that, okay, we at least going to sell out a lot of these tour dates, but you canceling tour dates before the tour even start, very, very alarming. So that's where that came from. And then next goes to the music. He dropped off, I believe, a feature snippet and a snippet of a new song, and people was like, yo, bro, this is the same old thing we been hearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't really gave us nothing we interested in since probably the My Turn project. So that's why people saying that. Now, in my opinion, if anything, when people are saying, yo, you falling off or whatever, now it's showing prove time. Me personally, I'm not going to say Lil Baby falling off. If you give me 5 projects, I love the first 4, but the last one really wasn't it, now it's time for you to show and prove. I'm not going to jump off the board that quick after one project. You know what I'm saying? That's the way of social media these days, the microwave era a lot of these kids are used to. You can drop off 10 classic albums, but if you give me that one that's not good, they're going to say, oh, you falling off. It's like, fam, no. You got to realize My Turn just so happened to pop right when the pandemic came. It's like, damn, like, I ain't know Baby was coming like this. My Turn, he was one of the few artists who were doing clubs and all that during the pandemic. He got comfortable. He got around new people, Ruben, and at the parties and all that. He around different people. What's my guy from the New England Patriots? Robert Kraft. Like, he was getting around a lot of different people. I said on this podcast, yo, Gunna, Thug, 42 Dub, they all locked up. I feel like those are the 3 guys that bring that energy out of Baby for real in terms of music. So, you know, people will say, yo, he got business going on. If anything, when you get into the business world, different ventures, you got your restaurant and all that, the content should be better, in my opinion. The content needs to be better. You can't talk about the same thing you talked about 2-3 years ago. You got to add some new variations to it. Add something like, yo, I used to do this. Now I'm opening restaurants and my family, you know what I'm saying? Do that. But most importantly, I think it's time for Baby to venture off. Find a new wave, man. Find some new producers who hungry, can give you that new feel, new energy in the studio. I think that's where he at now as well. You got to do that. You got to do that. You got to reinvent yourself. You know what I'm saying? The Baby, he a perfect example. I saw he was directing Moneybagg Yo videos. You got to do something to keep the creative juices flowing. You can't just get comfortable. You can't get comfortable. You got to separate yourself from the batch. You can't get comfortable. So I think that's where Baby at right now. I done seen it with numerous artists. Y'all know Wiz, Ross, Drake. I done seen it with all the artists. They're going to hit that batch where it's like, man, it been a while since music done really. Now it's time for you to show and prove. Like, nah, bro, I still got it. Just during this time period, I was busy. Music wasn't my sole focus. I just put this out just to put it out. Social media They can overhype TikTok trends and all that. But when you sit down, go back to the drawing board, get the people around you who music opinion in the studio you take serious, and get to work, man. Get to work. I'm not going with the falling off theory. It's way too soon for that off of one bad project. And it just, you just got to sit back, realize, okay, I got a lot of things going. Let me get back to the drawing board. Let me make this content a little bit better. Let me find some producers who hungry, find some new sounds, some new waves. Don't get comfortable. You can't get comfortable. And going back to his tours, man, you got to realize it's a crowded tour field right now. In terms of festivals, of course, you can't forget the festivals. Beyonce on tour, Drake 21 on tour, Larry June, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Wayne was on tour. People got money to spend, man, but they ain't going to waste no money. They got money to spend, but they don't want to waste it, especially with these tours and these concert tickets, man. You got to take that consideration as well. It's a crowded touring field right now, and people want to spend their money on what they feel like they're going to get their money's worth on. You know what I'm saying? So his team, I feel like his team could have did a better job in terms of tours. I feel like Baby is not at arena tour level just yet. I mean, especially not with this lineup he had. I mean, if it was Baby, like I said, if it was Baby, Gunna, Moneybagg Yo, like that group, like this era of artists, they need like 4 or 5 people on the concert lineup to even sell out arenas. Very few people. I know Future, he had like a group of people for different cities on his tour, and that's Future. You know what I'm saying? So, all in all, Baby, too soon for fall off talk, but now it's show improve. If you give me 5 projects, 4 of them I like, the last one not so much, now it's time to show improve. And you got to be honest, man, the bar is in hell right now. You can come back with some and the people be back on your side. The bar is in hell right now. You know what I'm saying? It's not hard to find you one, especially for Lil Baby. He don't find himself in no drama, nothing. The people like Baby. It's not hard for him to bounce back real quick. Hey, y'all thought, let me give y'all a good feature or something over here, give y'all a good record over here. My project going to be a mixture of something for the youngins, some mature content. I'm in the business now. I'm shaking hands with different people. Let me give y'all a little bit of everything. It's not hard, in my opinion. Find you some new sounds. You know what I'm saying? Tap into that next level. You got too comfortable, tap in. I'm not going to say fall off yet. It's too soon. That's just the internet being the internet. Like I said to start this, 1 minute they love you, next minute they turn against you. That's just the internet. And for real, he should come back acknowledging that, like, yo, I saw what y'all was saying on the internet talking about I'm falling off and all that. He should acknowledge that. Don't act too cool. Acknowledge the fact that you see the internet comments. You know what I'm saying? That's what I like to see from Baby when he come out again. Acknowledge the shit you were seeing on the internet. Acknowledge the fact that you're not in the same position you was 3-4 years ago. Acknowledge the fact that you in the different business ventures. Acknowledge the fact that you shaking hands with people that other people seeing this is kind of weird. Acknowledge why you doing that. Like, yo, this person put me in position to do this and do that. Acknowledge it. But most importantly, in my opinion, I feel like he need to find the next sound. You know what I'm saying? Take it to that next level sound-wise. And we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I love when the internet do this because it needs to put a fire under artists. You know what I'm saying? It needs to put a fire under them. Like, they get too comfortable nowadays with streaming numbers and follower count and all this, YouTube views. These artists get way too comfortable nowadays. Fans need to do this more, in my opinion. But we'll see. But, Baby, you'll be all right, man. You'll be all right. You'll be all right. Now it's time to show and prove. You're not the first artist to go through this. You're not going to be the last. Now, show and prove. Now, to end this episode, we got the mega fight coming this Saturday, July 29th, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas. Terrance Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr. Mega fight field. Big fight field. I will be tuned in. This fight has been in the works at least a minimum of 5 years. I remember seeing YouTube videos. The first YouTube video I remember seeing, because I had to go back and watch them to see how long was this. I don't know why I thought it was like 2014 or something. It was like 2018, these videos. It was Errol Spence. The first one was Errol Spence, Adrian Broner, and Gervonta Davis. I know they were old. Gervonta Davis was fat. Like, Gervonta Davis looked totally different. And they were asking him about Crawford, and everything. And Spence, I believe they all was drunk too, by the way. And Errol Spence just came in cool, like he wasn't saying nothing too controversial or nothing. And Javante was getting mad. He was like, man, we trying to get 1 million views on this video, and you just keep saying everybody friends and everything. And Errol Spence was just drunk. He was like, yeah, I love everybody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is the great in they weight class. Like, he was still throwing shots, but it was a great video. Very, very funny. And the next video was Errol Spence and Terrance Crawford backstage. I don't know what fight it was at. It was backstage, and they was like sizing each other up. And the guy from Terrance Crawford entourage was saying something to Spence, and Spence was like, man, you was talking from the sideline. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This just me and him. And they was like, yo, when we go get the fight? And like I said, that was 2018. This was going on. So all in all, I didn't really know these guys then. Tank Davis. I remember seeing Adrian Broner around, Errol Spence, Terrance Crawford. So in 2018, I wasn't familiar with the guys we know now. You know what I'm saying? The big dogs in that weight class now. I wasn't familiar with them back then. So when I first saw the video, I just liked Errol Spence's demeanor in the video. And since then, I was like, whenever Errol Spence and Crawford do fight, I'm going to go with Spence. And that is my prediction. I'm going with Spence in either 10 rounds or by decision. A part of me is saying they're going to do the boxing politics with this. I feel like it's going to end in a decision that could go either way. I'm going with Spence, but if not in round 10, I'm going with Spence by decision. Spence, more combo, more aggressive than Crawford. Crawford, southpaw, unorthodox, very, very patient. Probably for the first 3 rounds, he's going to just fill out Spence. Spence, I feel like he needs to make Crawford uncomfortable very, very early, because Crawford, if he catch Spence one time, I think that's all Crawford really need. He can catch you one good time and ring your bell a little bit. And Spence come from the side of just break him down round by round. I'm just break you down. So I'm not mad at anybody who goes with Crawford by whatever. I'm not mad at anybody who goes Spence whatever. Me personally, I got Spence at either 10. If it's not in round 10, I got Spence by decision. But overall, mega fight, big fight feel, a lot of money I'm sure can be made. A lot more money will be lost, I'm sure. So please be careful with your betting this weekend, because it's one of those fights. It's one of those fights. I'm glad we getting it. And in September, we also get Canelo versus one of the Charlo brothers as well. So boxing, we got some big matches, but this coming weekend, easily the mega fight. One, a lot of people been waiting on. A lot of talks had to get done. I think I heard Spence say the main conversation was, yo, who's the A side? He's like, I had to tell Terrance, like, yo, bro, I'm the one who put asses in the seats at bigger venues. Like, I think 2022, Spence had a fight at Jerry World in Dallas. You know what I'm saying? So Spence, he's shown he does the numbers. So I always find it weird when boxers say that was the main reason. It took a while to get the deal done. Yo, who's bringing in the most people and whatnot. You can see if bruh sold out AT&T Jerry World, I mean, it is what it is, but I got Spence. So this has been episode 220 Stash House Podcast. Make sure you guys go out. Have a great work week. Stay safe, stay hydrated, stay in the AC as much as possible. Be aware of your surroundings. Take care of the kids. Make sure the kids enjoy their summer. Summer is winding down. I know a lot of people around my way getting ready to go back to school for their kids, or, college, elementary, middle school, high school, wherever the case may be. So all in all, everybody stay safe. Enjoy your week. Enjoy your weekend. Keep me in your prayers. I'll do the same for y'all. Salute.